Hi, everybody, and welcome back to the Model Mama Show. I'm your host, Tara Turnure, and we are diving into season 2. I'm calling this season the Expert Series, and we have our first expert here in studio today, Jennifer Salerno. Hi.
Hi. Thanks so much for inviting me here. I'm excited to be here.
I love her, you guys, and I want to explain a little bit about what exactly you are an expert of. Like so many things, I'm calling you the beauty expert, the anti-aging expert, the skincare expert, all the good things. Jennifer is the owner of Skin Savvy Medical Spa. There's a location in Hermosa Beach, which I live at basically, and in Westlake Village. And you just have such an incredible story. So thank you for being here.
Thanks for inviting me.
And you guys, so first of all, my favorite thing about Jennifer is that she's a mom of 6. That's insane.
It is insane.
And you're an entrepreneur. So let's just dive into that topic about how do you balance being a mom of 6 and owning your own business and being an entrepreneur?
I would say that was the most difficult thing to do when the kids were younger. Nowadays, my kids are older. They're all graduating from college, so it's a lot easier now. They're a little self-sufficient. But when they were littler, it was hard to find the time to give to the business, and it was hard to find the time to give to them. There was always those feelings of not giving enough. I didn't give enough to the kids. I didn't give enough to the business. Didn't have enough energy for my husband or the house, right? So
hashtag mom guilt.
Totally. So what I did was I made sure to time box the things that I had to do. I put boundaries around the time, and then I fully committed myself to those activities in that time box. So if I was at work taking care of my clients, I didn't worry about my kids. I didn't worry about the dishes. I didn't worry about what was for dinner. Yeah. That time was reserved for the client that was in front of me. When I was with my kids at band practice or performances or soccer or what activities I was doing with the kids, I wasn't going to worry about what was happening at work or with the business. I was going to be fully present for what I was doing with the kids or my husband. Yeah. So creating the boundaries and honoring those boundaries helped me a lot to relieve some of the guilt, because I made those decisions, and I was okay with the decisions once I made them, and so I accepted them.
Yeah, you just committed to certain boundaries.
Yep.
That's really smart. I love that.
Yeah, I also
and just being present.
Yeah, I got the kids involved a little bit in the business too, which was kind of fun.
Yeah.
My youngest son, who now works at my office.
Yeah, he's so cute.
Yeah, he's studying marketing and business, so it's good for him to be there. He kind of sees what running a business is like. But he was 8 when I started the business, and so he'd hand out little brochures to people, or he'd put brochures on cars, which we don't do anymore. But
yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah.
But okay, so let's start back to the beginning, because before opening your own medical spa, which is super successful, you were a nurse at the ER. So you had this pivot in your career, and you really wanted to do something different. And I love this about you. So can you talk about why you decided to do that? Yes.
I was an emergency room nurse at Cedars-Sinai, and the days there are long, difficult, and stressful. I found that when I came home from work, I did not have the emotional energy or the physical energy to interact with my family. I found myself withdrawing and shutting down. Just the negativity of being
stressful.
It was stressful. Yeah, you're with somebody on the worst day of their life, basically, and.
True.
So as my kids got a little bit older, they were entering into middle school. Kids get a little more stressed out. You think as a mom that your kids will need you less as they get older, but that's not true. They actually need you more as they get older. Sorry about those of you who are thinking about that'll get easier.
I know, I was thinking I was going to be off the hook soon. Just kidding.
Yeah, no, middle school is really difficult times for kids. So recognizing that, I needed a happy job. I needed something that was also closer to home so that I could be more accessible to my children.
Yeah.
And through, a lot of self-reflection, and also the fact that I was recognizing that my skin was aging poorly. I had a lot of skin problems, sun damage, rosacea, and premature aging. I started taking classes in skincare and got very passionate about medical aesthetics. And that led me 15 years ago to open up Skin Savvy in Hermosa Beach.
That's amazing.
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah. I love that you just like recognized that you needed something different and you just took the initiative and were so passionate about it, which is obviously why it's so successful, because you can see that in everything you do.
Thank you.
Yeah. So since you're the beauty expert, we have lots of questions for you. So I want to talk a little bit about my partnership with Skin Savvy. So I have been going to Skin Savvy on and off for several years, but so excited. End of, I think, August, I started a social media partnership with you guys. And if you follow me on Instagram, you know that I've been sharing all my behind the scenes treatments and everything I've been doing, because I'm fighting that anti-aging demon too. And you do everything from Botox to laser hair removal, fillers, but I love your like comprehensive approach to beauty. And you talk a lot about not only anti-aging, but just like improving the health of your skin. So do you want to talk about kind of your just theory about like why that's so important?
Well, one, your skin is the largest organ of your body. It needs care. It needs taking care of. It doesn't take care of itself. Yeah. And we frequently ignore our skin, thinking that we shouldn't give it the attention that it deserves, right, because that's for aesthetic purposes. So that must not be important. It's not just for aesthetics. Your skin it protects you. It's how you eliminate toxins from your body. It's very important to take care of. Also, we're going to be living with our skin for 90 plus years.
Right.
You need it to persist for a very long time. So prevention is number one. You want to prevent the breakdown of your skin. And there's a lot of ways of doing that, but number one is sun protection, and that starts immediately from your little babies. You start protecting their skin from the sun, putting their hats on, getting a sunscreen for them, and then limiting their exposure to intense direct sunlight, especially here in Southern California, where our UV index is really high all the time.
Right.
Keeping your nutrition full of your minerals and vitamins. I say eat all the colors of the rainbow so that you provide your skin all the nutrition that it needs from the inside. Mm-hmm. But then there's also the nutrition we need to provide our skin from the outside. Our skin starts to break down right away, like in our late adolescence and teen years. Your skin starts to break down at that point.
Really? That's insane.
You don't see those effects of the breakdown that starts when you're 16. You don't see those effects until you're, in your mid-20s, but they are happening then. So start to, reducing that amount of breakdown is what's really important then.
Right.
So caring for your skin is more than just going in and getting Botox. Botox is fantastic in what it achieves for us.
Yes, it is.
Give double thumbs up on that one. But that alone isn't going to anti-age your skin long term.
Right.
You need to I like to use diet and exercise as a good analogy for taking care of your skin. So when you come in and get a skin treatment, that's like going to see your personal trainer and getting a good workout with your personal trainer. But what you use on your skin every day at home is like having a good diet for a healthy body. What you use every day is more important than the skin treatments that you go in and get done at the office.
Right. I know that's the biggest takeaway I've really learned from you about like skincare and like improving the health of my skin. It's like, I was so lazy with like products. I mean, I would always try products, but I was never really consistent. And I would just go in for, Botox every couple months. And I mean, I wasn't that happy with the results. But then when I came to you and I really did like the comprehensive approach, like right now I've been doing this laser genesis and IPL treatment, which is amazing. And you can talk a little bit about that too, but also just good skincare, the combination of all those things. Like I've never received so many compliments about my skin because it really makes a difference.
And you can feel good that you're improving the functionality of your skin as well. A lot of times it's hard to get our husbands on board with the time and cost of taking care of our skin. I think if we can find a way to educate them that this is how our skin stays strong, so it doesn't break down. It's not just about its looks, it's about keeping it stimulated so that it's healthy.
Right. Yeah, that makes so much sense.
That might work with a husband's a little bit better.
That is right. Yeah. I'm still working on that. I'll let you guys know if I find the secret. But so Botox though, because that's like, is that the most popular
By far.
treatment?
By far. Yeah, I would say in a given day, 70% of the patients that are coming in for Botox. And then 30% for all the other treatments.
Oh my goodness.
It's tremendous.
Okay. So should we answer some quick questions about Botox? Because
Sure.
I feel like that's what people always are a little scared of Botox initially, and then they don't always know like when to get it or where to get it. So what are your sort of like rules?
So Botox needs to be adjusted for the woman that is coming in, or man, because we're getting a good percentage of guys coming in now. It's up. When I first started doing Botox, maybe we would get a couple of guys a month. Now we usually get at least 1 or 2 a day.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah. So for men and women, you need to make sure that the practitioner that is going to be administering your Botox assesses you specifically. How do you raise your eyebrows? How do you squeeze your eyebrows together? How do you smile? And the way the Botox is administered should not be a cookie cutter approach of these exact specific spots. It should be adjusted based on the movements of your face. The dosage of Botox that goes in should be adjusted to the look that you want and to the musculature of your face and the size of the area being treated. So if your friend says, oh, I got 20 units of Botox and that was great for me, but you're being told you need 35 units of Botox, this is normal. What might take one woman 20 units, another woman it might take 35. I also like to recommend that when you find somebody that you trust and that you like to do your Botox, it's a good idea to stay with that person because they can watch changes in your skin over time. They learn how your muscles work and they can do a better job for you in the long run versus, jumping around.
Yeah, that makes sense. What about like how often does somebody need to get Botox, would you say?
Well, it depends on how they want it dosed. I have some women who come in and they're like, freeze me up, Scotty, I want it done. Now, those ladies that want the muscles really frozen, and there's nothing wrong with that choice. It's just a personal choice between, what works for them. It's gonna last a little longer, probably about 16 weeks. For the average woman who wants a more natural look, which is the most common thing that women are asking for is a more natural look, that's gonna be 12 weeks.
Okay.
So 12 to 14 weeks or 12 to 16 weeks depending on.
So like 3 to 4 months.
That's right.
Yeah. Okay, that makes sense. I mean, that's not too frequent.
It's like oil changes for your car. You do oil change. Well, we used to do them every 3 months, but now they're longer.
Okay, that's awesome. And then what about what's your favorite like skincare product? So maybe we can go through like 30s, 40s, 50s. So like what would be your top tip for someone in their 30s if they're really trying to like gracefully age or even like reverse aging?
Well, for the first thing for all age groups is choosing the right product type or category.
Okay.
I do not recommend going and spending, $500 on a jar of Nordstrom cream. Anything that you buy at a department store or a drugstore is a product that will not penetrate deeply into your skin.
That's so crazy.
In order to get a product that will penetrate through the dead layer of your skin that sits on top, you need to get a professional grade product. And those products are available at medical spas, dermatology offices, plastic surgery offices, but they are not available from a non-monitored location. Somebody that has a license in skincare.
So if it doesn't penetrate through the top layer of your skin, it's basically not effective.
Exactly.
Yikes! What a waste of money.
That was the first thing that really I learned in my first aesthetics class was I was using, I think, Chanel. And they used me as an example of what not to do in the class. I was mortified.
Oh my God.
So frustrated. So if you're going to take the time and spend the money of putting a product on your skin, it should be a product that is actually going to do something for you. It's going to penetrate through that top dead layer of skin.
Yes.
That would be first and foremost.
Skincare #1
is get your product from a licensed person like a nurse or a doctor. And so when you're in your 30s, nutrition for your skin is really important. The good antioxidant blends. I have a vitamin C serum that I couldn't live without. It's
Ooh, I've been using that too.
Yeah,
So good.
yeah, it's good, and and it doesn't have to be just pure vitamin C. Having a product that has a blend of hyaluronic acid, which is a product that pulls water molecules into your skin and holds moisture within your skin versus just slicking over the surface. A lot of the over-the-counter moisturizers, what they do is they just smooth over the surface so your makeup looks great on top of it, but it's actually not hydrating your skin. It's just creating...
That's so frustrating.
Definitely.
So then what about for 40s? Is it more about treatment?
Well, when you're in your 40s, the home care products you are on need to be a little bit more about stimulation. How do we stimulate the skin to regenerate?
So 30s is hydration.
30s is more nutrition.
Nutrition.
40s is stimulation. When we get older, that hydration becomes really, really important. Like our 60s, our skin does not, at that age, our skin does not hold on to moisture at all. So that's more, all of it is important through all of the age groups, but the focus when you're young is nutrition. Stimulation starts to become really important in your 40s, 50s, that's very important. And then the hydration, greater than 60 for sure.
Got it. And then I want to talk a little bit about some of your treatments, because I know that sometimes people, when they hear about, lasers or in-office treatments, there's a little apprehension. I mean, one, because there's some downtime or it's going to be painful or whatever, but oh my gosh, I mean, Laser Genesis is my new favorite because you guys, there's no downtime.
Right.
Is that your new most popular?
It definitely is, especially for women in industries like you are, where you're on camera. And we have a lot of that here in LA. Having a no downtime effective treatment is really important.
Right.
So Laser Genesis is that. It gets that stimulation into your skin. Right. It gets the regeneration of the skin cells going, and it does it without knocking you out of production for a few days. The negative to doing the treatments that have no downtime is that it usually takes more of them to get the desired result. So where say you do a treatment that's got a lot of downtime, that's the fractional skin resurfacing. Right. That treatment has 2 weeks of not looking your best, having blotchy skin or dry skin. It's an evolving downtime process.
Right.
You can do that one once every 2 years and you're good.
Oh, that's amazing.
Right, yeah. So, but when you do Laser Genesis, you're gonna wanna stay consistent with it.
Right. Yeah, so there's pros and cons depending on your schedule.
Right.
But the cool thing about Skin Savvy is you guys also offer, free consultations. So you can go in and have Jen or any of the amazing women that work there evaluate your skin and kind of come up with a customized plan.
Yeah, and I think consistency is really, really important. If you're trying to achieve anti-aging with your skin, coming in for that consultation and the plan is the most important thing, because we can take you through the steps of where you need to be. In the beginning, maybe it's a little exfoliation where we pull off some of that dead layer.
Right.
Then once we got some of that dead layer pulled off, then we can do a little stimulation where we get the skin waking up and generating new skin cells and collagen.
Exactly.
And then later it's polishing, then you just kind of polish the surface.
Yeah. Or just figuring out, I know with me when I came in, you were talking a lot about just kind of coming up with a plan to hit your specific skincare goals, and then you come up with a maintenance plan. So it's sort of not as intense.
Exactly.
Which seems so much more manageable. You're not thinking, oh my gosh, I have to do all of this for the rest of my life.
Right.
Which is kind of overwhelming.
Right.
But I love that you have that realistic approach. It's because she's a mom.
Yeah, totally. You want to make the most effect out of every minute that you have there, right?
Yep.
But it's usually just about, it's just a few months of kind of getting the skin ramped up to where you want it to be. Once you have it where you want it to be, usually with 3 or 4 treatments a year, you can maintain it.
Yeah.
Like once a quarter, you come in for.
Yeah, and that seems so doable.
Right.
Oh my gosh, Jen, you're incredible. This is awesome. We could listen to you talk about skincare and beauty and all the things forever and ever. But you guys have to go see Jen. So they have 2 locations, the Hermosa Beach location, which I'm most familiar with. And then if you live on the other side of town, Westlake Village is their new location, which is beautiful.
Yes.
And you also have an Instagram. What's your Instagram again?
Skin Savvy Med Spa.
That's right, Skin Savvy Med Spa. You can follow along, and they have lots of great fun promotions too, like seasonal stuff.
Yeah, and I'm going to start. We have some little video tips going out on the Instagram, which will be useful to watch if you're interested in anti-aging medicine and skincare.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then you guys follow along on my Instagram, because if I could go to Skin Savvy every day, I would, because it's my favorite place ever. And you can see all the behind the scenes of everything I'm doing there. I'm currently doing my laser hair removal, which is amazing, and all my face treatments, skincare, Botox, all the good stuff. So follow along, but thanks for tuning in. This is Tara and Jen signing off. See you next time on the Model Mama Show.